Hey guys, the Edge RFC here, and welcome to a FIFA 22 Create a Club Career Mode. We are Harchester United, bringing back the club from the TV show Dream Team. What better way to do a fictional club in a career mode than a fictional club from a TV show? So we are Harchester United. You see in the background, everything's heading up here. This is actually about the fifth time I've had to start this save due to different issues I've had with it, but finally it seems to be up and running properly with no issues, hopefully. So you see everything's setting up in the background here. Obviously we have the Dragon's Lair as the stadium. We're setting up half-star team with a very young squad. There is a £50 million transfer budget, but it's not the transfer budget. Most of that is going to be used to get scouts. The actual transfer budget, I'm limiting myself to 5 million, and even that I'm not really looking to spend all of, but in a worst case scenario, I will give myself £5 million to use on actual transfers. But we are going to be the worst team in League Two, so we need some help on that. And as you see here, there's some great help in Joseph Anderson out of the Youth Academy, the homegrown talent. He is going to be straight away our best player at the club, so he's getting promoted straight into the first team. You see all these other youngsters here are just being discarded straight out because none of them are going to be good enough really for this here. Into the board expectations, so the Youth Academy stuff's fairly straightforward. The actual board objectives, this was similar to the low club, but I've actually put a little bit more with the brand exposure and the domestic success. So we've got critical domestic success and high brand exposure. Low youth development, because although I want to do the youth development, I don't want to have to rely on it being the be all and end all, and risking the ball being unhappy if things aren't going to plan. So you see here, there's a big chunk of the budget would have gone straight away on the 3 scouts we've got. All 5-star judgment, 2 with 4-star experience, mainly because I was too lazy to keep chopping and changing until I got 5 stars. We'll probably change that, in the future, but again, we are a League 2 team. This is a bit of a cheat code already with how good the Youth Academy can be. But we send the scouts out just to have a little look at what we can find and what we can bring in, as well as utilising the free agent market. You see here, there's a lot of free agents on my shortlist there. First one we're going in for here is Nikolai Arlo, the right back. He's coming in with basically a very, very poor team, as we mentioned already, as a base. Any of these free agents that are, mid-60s are going to be better than anything we've got already. So he's the first one in the bag. Now, wage-wise, some of them may be a little expensive for League 2. You see it's 4.5 there. Mitchell Duke here for just under £6,000. I think in terms of the game, they're probably not actually that high for League 2. In real life, they probably would be. You see Roland Varga here, £7,000 a week. That's probably an extortionate wage in real life for League 2, but in the game, it's probably not that bad. But so that's part of the reason we have these budgets, because we need players like this straight away. Stefan Mourinhovich is the next player in. He's a 68 rated goalkeeper. So obviously nice to have a solid keeper straight away, especially with how good goalkeepers can be in this game. Mohamed Jamal is the next. He's another CDM to go alongside Aaron Gunnison, who we've got in already. And Mohamed Abdul Rahman is a cam. He's not actually going to be a starter because we've got the homegrown talent in that position, but we've got him there anyway. Louis Mercer, we have a transfer offer for here. Not interested in that. He's straight away rejected. But we did have a loan offer we accepted there for one of our youngsters. Pre-season, we were out. We only won the last game. Transfer offer for keeper John McGill. Happy enough to get him out the door. And you see here, we straight away, Joseph Anderson, we've converted to a cam. He's now gone up to a 72 overall, which, to say, he's way too good for our team, really. David Finnegan, we're going to accept a loan offer for here as well. McGill has sold, as you can see from that. and there's another loan offer coming in for Finnegan as well, which we are going to accept. And then you see I accidentally rejected one there that he'd accepted, but I did accept the other one. And then a transfer offer for Carlin, another keeper that we're not really going to use, so he can go. Interestingly, Joseph Anderson straight away, the subject to a transfer offer, not interested in that. And you see here some of those sales from those lower rated players that were never going to get into my team. The one actual transfer we have made in terms of financial, Elliot List is going to be my backup striker. He's coming in for £850,000, £3,500 a week. So I'm limiting myself to 5 million. I don't want to necessarily spend the full 5 million, but that's as a worst case scenario. If I need it, that's what I've got. First youth scout reports coming in here. Now I have taken on some players that are obviously lower rated and lower value than I normally would, but we are still a League 2 club with a very weak squad. You know, some of these guys can get into the mid 60s. They'll be competing at least for spots on the bench or, you know, rotation spots for cup games, things like that. So at this moment in time, I'm interested in younger players than I normally would be, lower rated players than I normally would be. But it's just the way it is here. Obviously, as we progress, we will be obviously looking for the best of the best in terms of the youngsters. Another loan offer, this from Bradley Dale. He was the backup striker that was at the club, but obviously we've signed Mitchell Duke and Elliot List in that position, so he's no longer needed. And we will move into the first game of the season at home to Colchester United. And you can see here, straight away they were on the attack, forcing a good save out of the keeper. We come down the other end, a very deep cross. I tried to make something out of, but couldn't quite get the finish on that one. Good bit of build-up play here. Gunnarsson tries to go for the top corner, but a good save from the keeper to deny that. And as we move into the second half, another good save from our keeper there to keep the scores at 0-0. The only goal of this game was an absolute worldie. Nico Boxall, another free agent that I signed, a centre-back, with an absolute stunner on his left foot. Obviously, the long shots on this game, especially at the time of this, it was before any patches, they were a little bit ridiculous, as you can see by the replay of this goal. Fantastic strike, though, and I will take it any day of the week. As we move further forward here, Elliot List on a great run, pulls it back. Just a good stop from the keeper in the end was all that denied us a second. List got in behind again here, went for goal, but that was a very poor effort, as you can see by the way it was dragged wide. But it was mainly me on the attack in this game. Another save out of the keeper, fairly comfortable. He's made it a bit of a camera save, but a 1-0 win to get us over the line in the first game. Bradley Dale has accepted his loan offer, and we move into the League Cup against Preston North End. Obviously a championship opposition, and I got a bit frustrated. I couldn't get the ball, lunged into that tackle, clear penalty, and we go 1-0 down as Daniel Johnson slots the penalty home. But we do hit back. And fairly quickly as well here. A great ball in to Varga, and look at that for a finish. Keeper probably should be doing a lot better, but a really good finish. Levels the game at 1-1, and it was quite end-to-end from there. I mean, not a massive amount of chances. Joseph Anderson should have scored there. Another chance coming here for Preston as the ball goes into Daniel Johnson, but his shot was fairly weak in the end. This was the closest we came to finding a winner, as Varga smashes his free kick off the crossbar, and it just doesn't fall kindly for us. The rebound was a very weak effort. Another great chance there from Preston, but Maguire can't find the target. And then we come forward once more, and this one was actually offside, but a really good save from the keeper was still forced. Great ball there, but it just ran a little bit too wide, and then the chance had gone. And it ended 1-1, and we went into the penalty shootout. Awful start, worst possible start, missing the first penalty. Daniel Johnson makes no mistake for Preston. And as you see, this is just a theme here. Straight away, 2 penalties missed off the bat. And we are banging trouble early on here. 2-0 down in the shootout after 2 penalties each. I was thinking it was probably just going to be that, but we do pull ourselves back in. We get that one there. It's just another one for Preston here. Another penalty goes in for us. Elliot List didn't make a mistake with his, so there is still hope here. And especially so after this penalty was blazed over the bar. So score this to stay in the game, but I didn't score. Straight at the keeper, and that was the end of that. We are out of the League Cup at the first round stage, but a Championship side, Peter, in Preston North End, we took all the way to penalties. So we can't be too disappointed about that as we move on to the second league game of the season away at Swindon Town.
There's no wasting time here, Derek.
Alex with the info as ever.
Anderson with the first chance of this game, forcing the save out of Woolacott. It was a team early on, great bit of link-up play there, and again Woolacott making the save from the strike coming from the top of the box. The resulting corner did lead to a headed chance, but just off target with the header. But it was going all my way until this happened. Straight on the counter attack, Swindon get the opening goal of the game, and it was a bit of a sucker punch. We didn't deserve to be behind, nearly going 2-0 down here as a defensive error. But we dust ourselves off, we picked ourselves back up and we carried on. Look at this for a ball in, and Mitchell Duke is there to score his first goal for Harchester United. He couldn't really miss from there, but we will take that all day long. And then he's in again here, Mitchell Duke. Great ball to find him. I don't know where the defender was going, but how about that little chip over the keeper. 2-1 to Harchester with a second for Mitchell Duke, and it was no less than we deserved. A long range effort there from Arlos. He goes blazed over the bar, but we were the dominant team in this game, and thankfully the scoreline ended up in our favour as the late couple of chances from Swindon didn't bring a goal. This was literally the last action of the game, and held thankfully by our keeper as the final whistle goes. So we are 2 wins from 2 to start the League 2 campaign. Obviously out of the League Cup, but again, not bothered about that competition, and we took a Championship side to penalties. So we will be back with some more of this very shortly, but for now, I will see you later.